Hey, folks. Sorry about that. I was just trying something a little different. Good morning, Mr. Boots. We're trying something a little different here. So if you notice, the screen right now is kind of looks smaller to you here on TikTok, but we're also on YouTube. That's the reason that I'm doing it. So you see that little small print down there? It says hit there and turn your phone sideways so you can see it. And landscape is what they call it in this world. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm now starting to broadcast. That's not the right word. I'm trying to do both. Again, I'm trying one more time. Okay? And that is to have this here on TikTok and have it on YouTube. Okay? So this is for my folks that have decided to follow me over to YouTube, which I'm recommending that for everybody else here on TikTok, that y'all swing on over there to YouTube also. Because I'm telling y'all, TikTok's not going to be around forever. YouTube probably will be. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. That's just a heads up. I'm going to be spending a lot of time. In fact, soon it's going to be to the point where I'm just going to be coming on TikTok just for giggles and grins. But most of the content will be over on YouTube. Same kind of stuff. I'll be doing the same stuff. It probably will be a little bit more in depth because I have more tools that I can use over there on YouTube, as I've tried to tell you guys before. But I'm not on here to get another commercial. I've done enough commercials for y'all. Okay? Good morning. Fresh, new day. I did a couple videos last night. I hadn't done that in a while. Remember, this is that Studio A. Excuse me. This is Studio B, and that's Studio C. Studio C is where I sleep. It's on the couch. And for all my new followers, you see what I did? You see, here's another advantage of what I'm doing. See? See now how I can walk? Look, you can still see me. See that? I don't have to do all this shit. Say, look, I'm still, I don't have to do all that. I'm still here. I don't need another gimbal that's going to cost me out my ass. Y'all know what I'm doing, y'all. I know what I'm doing. So anyway, I did those are fun, by the way. Because you know why those are fun over there in Studio C? Is because in that mode, that's when I'm really, really, really relaxed. And that's when I'm really relaxed. And that's when I see some humorous shit floating around on the telly. And then I just come up with all kind. I almost forgot to put the coffee in there again. See, messing around with y'all early in the morning. My dishwasher door thingy, the spring on it popped off. I need to figure out what happened there because that can be dangerous for a brother. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so over there, I'm real relaxed, and I see all this silly. That's when I really start noticing stuff. When I kind of relax and just kind of getting ready to go into my slumber, and I see all this. That's when all the real pattern recognition stuff kind of really kicks in because I'm really relaxed. And I just get to sit and just look. Well, look at these stupid people. Nobody's stupid. Let me rephrase that. Nobody's stupid, but just people that are going about their lives, not even realizing that they're pretty much that anybody that's here in the United States of America is pretty much in a cult. Everybody. Everybody's in a cult. This is a cult. You hear the expression culture? Just drop that U-R-E. This is a cult. And it's set up for a reason. It's set up just like any other cult that we would think of as a cult. Right? You got one character that's supposed to be leading the bunch that's outright delusional. In our case, we have a narcissist on top of it. And he's out his motherfucking mind. Excuse my line. See that there? I need to pull that back in. Motherfucker. I'm getting better. No, I'm not. You see, I'm in rare form today. You know when I get in rare form, that's why I'm telling you guys the importance of sleep. You get your rest, you almost get up a different person. I like this version because I'm festive. I don't got a lot of anger in me. Anywho, yesterday in the news. So, Diaper Pants sends over his personal lawyer, right? This is his personal lawyer that he put in the position of deputy attorney general. And the attorney general, right, works for us, not for the president. Do y'all understand that? See, he's trying to normalize shit that's not normal. And then we just kind of go along with it. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that? So he sends that guy, and you even hear lawyers, some of the lawyers out here talking about, they know. They're trying to get on there and try to say it, trying to smooth it out. But they really want to come on there and say it the way I'm saying. This is bullshit. You're going to send the deputy, the assistant attorney general to go down to a prison and talk to a 20-year sentence? For who? Is that for us? That ain't for us. We don't give a shit about what's going on with her. Who could that only benefit? We all know. So I said in the video last night, why would he have that done? Now y'all know he had that done because he's got the power to do it. But why would he do that? Because he wants to see how we're all going to respond to it. That's what he does. He's just still doing what he does. He's an idiot, so he doesn't know any other way. So I guess you guys know he wants to be like a mob boss, right? That's what he wants to be, a mob boss. Right? Autocrat. Strong man. Strong man with little hands. I said in the video last night also, I didn't say it, I just put it on the title. Clear and present danger, y'all. That guy's a national security threat to us, a risk. He's putting all our lives in jeopardy because of his personal bullshit. So I said in the video last night, I'm gonna repeat it right now for folks that missed that. Let me tell y'all something. When that guy, I'm gonna repeat it, I know. For y'all that saw the other video, just bear with me for a second. For all the people that missed it, I'm getting ready to fill them in. When that guy, as I said, I was sitting over in my chair at my desk, and come on the news, and they said, yes, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has repositioned submarines. Right when I heard that, you know, I kind of did that. Wait a minute, hold on. I know I didn't. So I'm flipping around to see if this is really what's going on. And sure enough, other people were talking about it. And right then I said, we're doomed. We're doomed, okay? When I was in the service, I was in the Navy. For folks that are new, I was in the Navy. U.S. Navy. Had to stress that. And I was on a flagship, which had 7th Fleet Admiral. 7th Fleet Admiral is one of the big cats in the game, okay? That means he is like the president of the 7th Fleet Navy. That includes a lot of assets. Okay, a lot of territory, a lot of assets. And I was on that ship. In fact, where he lived a couple I want to say not floors, because that's not what you say on a ship. Let's say deck. He was I knew where his ship was. We couldn't get up there, obviously. But we lived on the same ship. 7th Fleet Admiral. The Admiral. Here, let me tell you a quick sidebar to that. It's a quick sidebar. When I would stay and watch, right, petty officer to watch, we had two, because we were a flagship, we had where we come on board, right? And when it was, you're coming in, you know how you go up go up and get on, and then you do the flag and all that, and salute the flag, you know, all that. We had our place, and then they had their place up forward for the 7th Fleet and his staff. So they really, 7th Fleet, that group, we were just the taxi cab for 7th Fleet. That's why we were called the flagship. We would carry around the 7th Fleet. Now we had our own crew, but they had their own staff. So we're talking about that. That's why I'm saying I'm coming from a whole different perspective when it comes to being in the Navy. Okay. So think of the ship that I was on was like the Pentagon floating around. Think of it like that. So when I was walking around, not only was I running into my own captain, right, who you had to respect because he's the captain of your ship, but you were running into all kind of captains because they were on the staff of the 7th Fleet. So you would see brass everywhere. And so it was a different kind of scene on our ship. Our ship was, I did a combination of sheen and clean. Our ship and clean. Ship and clean. Our ship was clean, extra clean, especially up in the spaces where they moved about. I'm talking about his staff. So he had captains, he had other admirals, he had captains, he had commanders. I mean, just brass. Okay, where I worked at one point in my life on that ship, I was assigned to his space where he would come in to get an assessment of the 7th Fleet, not my shit, but of the whole 7th Fleet. So where I worked, there was a special duty that I had, that I was assigned to, had the big screen, bigger than my screen TV. There's like 4 of them in this space, right? I'm not gonna tell you the name of it because that might be divulging some information. But think of the Pentagon. Just think of the Pentagon, okay? I'm telling you all this for a reason now. Stay with me. So, keep this in mind. So I'm sitting at a computer with all these screens. Here comes the 7th Fleet Admiral. He comes into the space. Of course, we get all the respect. Everything you do when an officer of that level comes into the space. And of course, he's got another admiral, another captains rolling around with him at all times when he's in his office hours. He comes up and stands behind me, right? He was cool. The admiral that I was serving under at that time was cool, all right? So he comes and he's standing behind me. I'm the operator operating the big screens, putting stuff, the whole, we call it the theater. Isn't this shit amazing? We call it the theater, right? So we're operating over in the Pacific Theater. Makes sense, right? So anyway, so he would tap me on my shoulder and say, yeah, son, you know, he would direct me to do things with what he was seeing. And then he'd have his captain whisper all down in my ear, maybe like I fucked up or something. He would say, yeah, but he didn't really mean that. He wants you to go, he would put you in another. Okay, yes, sir. All right, you know. So it was that kind of environment. That's not the only thing I did. That was one of my responsibilities. I got assigned to do this. My space, where I normally work, was right outside the door. Okay, to the other where we call combat. So we had our own shit going on as a ship, but this was 7th Fleet. You seeing the difference? And the reason I'm telling you all this, folks, is because even with the clearances that I had, guess what? Even working next to the 7th Fleet Admiral, and none of us little small people in that world knew where them damn submarines were. And when I say, I didn't talk about this in the video last night, but the flagship, the ship that I was on, and every carrier in the fleet, I'm talking about not just over there in the 7th Fleet, every carrier that's in the United States Navy, when they are underway, has an escort with them. And I said this in the video last night, I'm not just talking about the other ships that are escorting, and as let's say a battle group. Nah, sometimes there's a couple of them, and guess where they are? They're under the water, and they're always with the they're always with the carriers, and they're always with the flagship. So this clown, this is the reason I'm telling you all this. Keep in mind, I, working with the admiral, did not know, and he knew where they were. He knew exactly what position they were in, how far out they were, if they were right underneath us, if they were way in the back. He knew. But that is such sensitive information. And you've got this bozo clown over here getting on national television, and the whole world is listening. Your life, my life, are now even more in jeopardy because of that stunt, because he wants to distract us from his personal shit that's going on. I told you the weight of the world is coming down on him, but he's hurting us at the same time. And then on top of that, throws some more shit out there about the tariffs yesterday. What, did you see the markets? Who's that affect? Not him. Anywho. Oh, boy. Anybody making plans to bounce? Haven't talked about that in a while. You know why I haven't talked about that in a while? Because I'm thinking people are really, they're feeling like their backs are against the wall, and I understand that. I really do. It's a tough situation. Everybody can't just get up and roll out. I do understand that. But folks, if you're not planning, and I'm gonna say this, I said this videos way back. I'm gonna stress it one more time. I'm not saying to move outright. What I'm saying is have a plan, make a plan to do something. If shit goes sideways, you should always have a plan. You should have had a plan anyway in place before all this silly shit started happening with this guy. Okay? I'm just saying, should just plan something. Plan an escape. That's what I call it. It's an escape. I'm escaping from this camp. My ancestors sacrificed their lives to put me in a position and bless me in a position that I can make change for myself. Generational change, right? They sacrificed their lives so I could do what I'm doing. Just to even be on here and doing this, what I'm doing right now. Did you ever think about that? For my brothers and sisters out there? Do you guys, for my brothers and sisters, and for y'all people of European descent, let me address them first. Hold on. I'm being dramatic, but hold on. I got to get this up in me real quick, because I got people that join me for this in the morning. Salute. For y'all people of European descent, excuse me, I've been seeing more and more about what your peoples did to my peoples. And that's that angry part that I always talk about, that's kind of in there always. I don't ever forget. In fact, my ancestors don't let me forget. They're the ones that keep pushing me ahead. They give me the downloads. It's hard for me to believe the things that your people did to my people. Do you know that your people, in fact, used us, my people, as good thing he interrupted me. Good thing he interrupted me because I don't want to say because they may put me back in TikTok jail. Hey, buddy. Yep, I got your fresh water, got your wet food, got your dry food. Is there anything else I can do for you? Okay. Now, back to, so y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all are part of this problem right now. I always have to come on here and remind y'all, I haven't forgotten my way. I just was in TikTok jail for the things I'm talking about right now. Do you guys know that your people use my people's babies for bait? You may say bait for what? Because some people don't know. I'm going to tell you. They would use my people's babies. They're my people's because they're my babies too. For bait to catch gators. Yeah. Alligators. So why would they do that? Because back then, your people were using the alligators, probably eating them one, and then the most heinous of all things, I just can't. I can't. So let's get off of that topic before I slide back into the angry mode. What's up, man? Yeah, I know. We got to talk about this stuff again to remind these people that what they're living in is a big, giant cult. Everybody, including myself. And so, just like any other cult out here that we think of as a cult, I'm trying to get out. And I'm planning it. And that's what I'm suggesting for everybody else. Make plans. All right. That was fun. See, I have to laugh and smile to stop from losing my motherfucking mind. Just being real, right? I think we all have to do that. There are people that do it different ways. Some people will go out. Some people will drink and consume a lot of alcohol. Some people will do other things, that I can't say on here. Some people will eat themselves to get rid of the pain and the anger. They'll just eat themselves away. Right? I've been there. I know what that's about. So I just try to use humor and I'm going to tell you what's not going to happen, though. You guys remember last year, the folks that followed me on here for a long time? Last year, the silly season, shame on y'all people of European descent. Just shame on y'all. Disclaimer, not all y'all, okay? Enough of y'all, but not all y'all. I'm too smart to know that, okay? That would be foolish of me to just say, just as a blanket. I know that's how it's coming off. That's what I want. That's what I want to happen. I want it to come off like that because I want y'all people of European descent. I'm gonna get to my brothers and sisters here in a second, but y'all people of European descent, y'all need to talk to the other people of European descent that you know are playing this game. I'm personally giving y'all another chance. You already dropped the ball the first time around when you had a chance not to put that motherfucker back in office. So, little grace. Now, to my brothers and sisters. Hey, y'all, look. I love entertainment just like anybody else. Shit, I entertain. I play the piano. I don't play the piano for people. I play the piano a lot. It's mostly for myself, even though people do enjoy it. In fact, folks come on here, little pieces that I've done, little shit I've done over here, they like it. You know, that's cool. I'll start doing a little bit more of that. But that's really for me. That's therapy for me. Right? I've been playing the piano all my life. So I like entertainment. I really do. I like being entertained. But we need to understand. You can do that. You can have that part in your life, but then you got to have another part. This is to my brothers and sisters. And the most important thing on the other part of your life, well, really the most part of your life should be getting knowledge and getting educated on how all this shit is working, how this system is working against you. Perpetually, constantly, unrelenting. That's what you should be spending most of your time doing. Not worrying about what people are wearing, not worrying about, like I love sports. I love basketball. You guys know. I love the NBA. Love it. But don't be spending 90% of your time worrying about who's getting what contract, who's going to what team, and blah, blah, blah. Do that as a like I said, you got this part over here with that's considered entertainment. So do that right. It's just a little chunk. But the rest of your time needs to be figuring out a plan how to get up out of this camp. This is a cult here. Look up the definition of cult and see if it applies. From day one. From when those folks came over here. So, and then went and got us and brought us over here. Right? They brought us over here. Oh, don't ever forget that. Do not ever forget that. So that was my message to my brothers and sisters. Just get as much knowledge, get as much education as you can. And when I say education, that doesn't mean go to college and all with the advent of this technology that we have now. I tell people all the time, when I was in school, when I was in college, full disclosure, the internet was really started off by college, right? So that was how the professors were exchanging information, right? Their papers and whatnot. That's really kind of how it really started. That was more for research and things like that. And of course, you have innovative people out here that got to say, wait a minute, that could be for the public. Yeah. And then you remember Apple and all that. So I was around for when Apple started. We had a little lab up in University of Maryland. If this shit that's out here now, with all this AI and all this other stuff that's out here now, if I had all of this at my disposal when I was trying to get my education, get my degree, let me tell y'all something. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm gonna tell you all this. Not only was I going to college, I was also working, right? I had 2 jobs while I was working and going to school. So keep this in mind. Now I'm working, one of the jobs I had, I was working the night shift. Picture this now, working the night shift. That means working all night, standing on my feet, You guys, some people on here know the story that I've told before. And the way I had to set my schedule, you say, well, how did you go to school? Well, folks that have been to college, you know that you can, at the beginning of each semester, you can pick your schedule. You can pick what, because they have a whole shitload of schedules in terms of this class will be on this day, this class, and then you can pick it up on this day. Your labs can be there, and you can pretty much design your schedule. So I did that every semester for 5 years. That's how I was able to do it for folks that want to know, how do you work 2 jobs and go to school? That's how I did it. So hear what I'm saying now. I was so eager, I was so determined to get knowledge. This is what I'm suggesting to my brothers and sisters out here. I was so determined, so eager to get knowledge that I was willing to put myself through that. Right? So to think, then I tried my best to study in my house. Some people can do it, some people can't. I learned early on, after I failed a couple courses, that I just can't do that because there's too many distractions. First of all, you're in the comfort of your home. I won't get too far off track. My point is this. I would have to go to find different libraries around Baltimore, because I still lived in Baltimore and commuted to College Park, Maryland, over there. And I'm saying all this. I know I'm going on and on. I'm saying all this to say that you, my brothers and sisters out there, need to take full. I've tried to clue y'all in. I tried to come on here and say, if you're not taking advantage of this AI shit that's out here right now, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left behind. I'm telling you, it's not, I'm warning you. If you don't find out how those tools can help you in your life, you will be left behind, you and your family. And if you feel like you can't really dig all into it, then get your children to dig all into it, because they're the ones that are going to be rolling with this. So anyway, if I had all that when I was in school, I'd have 20 PhDs behind my name, easily, because of what I was able to do without this technology. I did it the hard way. I had to go into a library and ask the librarian, hey, yeah, I'm trying to find this particular reaction. You know what section of the library I need to go? Now, keep in mind, I'm at the campus at a special libraries just for what my major was in. Yes, that's how universities are set up. So mine being the life sciences library. So they would have everything you could imagine about chemistry, biology, P-Chem, calculus. They would have everything. And so I would have to go into one of those libraries. This is what I had to figure out after failing a couple courses. I realized, there's specific libraries for what I'm trying to find. I couldn't find that up in my Baltimore library where all the kids and elementary and high school kids are going. No. Now they got this. They got that shit on your telephone. Huh? Don't be lazy. I'm talking about my peoples. Don't be lazy. The basketball over here can wait. I love basketball. I got to keep stressing that. I love great music. I'm a musician. I love music. But don't let that shit consume you. Here's another thing. On that note, I'm life coaching right now. By the way, this is a life coach. We're going to call this one life coach, more than a brain dump. I thought I could do music. That was my dream. It's still my dream. I'm living my dream now. But I have records. I have demos. I was on that track, trying my best, along with going to school. I've been at this music thing for decades. But then I realized, Alexa, turn off thermostat.
It's off.
Then I realized, yeah, man, if you are not like pretty much, because of the type of music that I was doing, if you don't know this person, that person, got this networking and got over here, talk to these people, you got to know that producer, this engineer. I didn't know all that stuff when I was starting out. And so I was way behind the eight ball on that. So that's when I realized, especially when I got out of the service. Now keep in mind, I went to college for a year before I got in the service. This is for my brothers and sisters. I'm just letting you guys know how all this can be done, okay? When I was in the service, there were University of Maryland campuses. There are University of Maryland campuses, if you don't know, all over the world. They have satellite place. Now I can't imagine. This was 40 years ago. So I can't imagine what they have out there now, okay? My point to all this is this. Get your knowledge, get your education. Not necessarily getting a degree or anything. That's not. First of all, I know I'm going down all these different rabbit holes. Rabbits have a lot of holes to go through. Here's another one. That's my point really to all this. Don't think that you need a college degree. A college degree means nothing. I have learned more about shit outside of the University of Maryland. My jobs that I had, there might have been, let me think honestly. My first job after college, now keep in mind, I'm rolling up into a job with a chemistry degree. Where I was working, maybe two other people, maybe. Now I'm thinking about directly where I was working. Everybody else, high school education. My degree did not help me get that job. Or the next job, the one that I retired from. A college degree was not required. It'd be helpful. It'd be helpful to tell you that now. Yes, it helped me. It did help me because of what I knew. But it wasn't required. It wasn't on the. So my point is this. Get as much knowledge. I know I'm being repetitive. I'm saying I'm doing that on purpose. So hopefully it will stick. Right? Hopefully it'll stick for my brothers and sisters out there. Make that your number one priority, is to get as much knowledge and education as you can, so that because your ancestors, my ancestors, our ancestors have put us in a position now to get up out of this system that we're in. Somebody dropped in my comments and said they were saying, basically congratulations, you're blessed to be leading your life the way you want to. And I hit him. I don't know whether it's a he or she, but I hit her back, and I said, yeah, I appreciate that, and yes, I didn't go on all that. I just acknowledged them that they actually said that, because they're actually witnessing. They're witnessing. This was all a plan. So everything that you see, that's what they were talking about, being single. They started it by being single, but that's part of the plan. That was part of the plan. I don't ever want to say I was close to being married, because that never happened. That never even came into my mind. In fact, there has never been a point in my life where I even considered being married. People find it hard to believe, and they also find it hard to believe when I say I have never had a desire to have children. They said, well, that's not natural. I said, no, wait a minute, hold up. See, that's where that education shit comes in, and getting knowledge. No one has ever documented that that's a natural thing for me to want to have children. Now, maybe for women, because their bodies are telling them that. They have something to remind them. Yeah, you need to be, yes. But still, even that. Don't put that kind of pressure on people. It's no pressure. I'm just saying that people, when they say that. So anyway, back to the guy making the comment. I just thought about it, and I said, Yeah, well, this was actually the whole plan, the whole time. The whole time, all my life. I wanted to get to a point. Let me tell you who I admired. This is another hole I'm going down in. Stay with me for the folks who get lost easily. My longtime followers, you guys know how to stay up. You guys know how to keep up. You guys know how I roll. Look, when I was growing up, right, this is who I respected more. I want to tell you, I'm going to give you some real people would ask me, so who did you look up to, when you were coming through? Not that I looked up to them, but I actually admired this one gentleman. You ready? You'll never guess. In a million years, you'll never guess. Plays jazz. That's first. Let me narrow it down a little bit more. Plays the trumpet. Right there, that's a giveaway. There are a couple great jazz folks that play trumpet, but that right there, when I just said that, and you guys know how my personality is, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. I'll tell you, Miles Davis. Whenever that brother, a lot of times when I was little, most of the time where I would see him in interviews, of course, with the advent of the internet, YouTube, you weren't talking about a dynamic dude. And look at go all the way back to when he started, just do the whole thing on. You could spend a whole day and night checking out Miles from the beginning to his, when he rolled up out of here. But what I respected back then, this is me being little looking up, right? When he would be on 60 Minutes, at that time, I have to say it like this, he was giving them white folk a fit. Them reporters, and I was like, he was speaking for us then. More so than, let's say, Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, okay, he was great. Malcolm was great. Miles was like more in the Malcolm camp. He was like, fuck them. See, that kind of thing. But it was coming across in the interviews. He would just glare at them. He had that glare, right? And I was like, I want to be like that one day. I want to be like that. But I knew I would have to jump through all these damn hoops, jump over this hurdle, go down that tunnel, go back around that fence and back in that yard, come back around, go to college over here, do this over here, work this kind of overtime, do this over here, blah, 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 blee, blah, bling, and blue, blue, blue. So when that guy says, bless you, you're single, and now it's been part of the plan because I always wanted to get to a point where I could come and stand in front of people, this case, the camera, because I am an omnivert, so you won't see me. What you're watching right now, you won't see this out in the public. You won't see me up on somebody's stage doing this because I'm an omnivert. This is the extroverted side of me. The introverted side of me, like I said before, for people to follow, you wouldn't even recognize me. You'd pass me on the street and that wasn't Solo International. You wouldn't know. Okay? Now, the freedom, what it appeared to me was that he had done his due diligence. He had put in the work, which his work was the trumpet, jazz musician. He'd put in the time. He'd put in the hours. So I'm doing the analogy to what I'm trying to suggest to my brothers and sisters. You've got to put effort into your life if you want to get to a certain point. I'm life coaching. So I did that. I'm retired, right? And I retired early. That's another thing. Because I was so determined to get where that guy was, I'm talking about Miles, because I wanted the freedom to be able to express myself. I never, throughout all my days, was ever able to express myself, right? Because everybody's have all these different agendas and shit. And I'm talking about in your personal life, in your work life, everybody's got an agenda. And that was fucking me up, right? Because I'm on my own thing. I'm trying to get over here. So you got to navigate all that. So that's why I'm trying to do this right now. Stay focused, get the knowledge, get educated, so that you can be like in a position like Miles and be in a position. This is all back to that guy, that comment he left. And then be in a position where, and he said, and you're leading your best life. That's how he ended it. And I am. But it took a whole bunch of work to get here, and a whole bunch of trials and tribulations, and just a whole bunch of challenges. Even through all of that, still I have my eye over there, right? Not over there, because we know where over that is. This point over here. And what over there is, you guys know what I keep on my YouTube. That's Palawan. That's the island in the Philippines. I keep that on pretty much all the time. Living my life, right? So anyway, I don't want to go down that hallway in the rabbit hole. Let's get back. Let's bring it back home. Salud. I don't know how long this is going. Yesterday I did one that was like for 59 minutes on the dot. I didn't even realize it was getting to be an hour. I should have, because I was talking for a long time, but this one may be at that level. And like I said, this is going to be on TikTok, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. Okay? I'll see you guys in another video. What's the most important thing? Take care of yourself.